After a short flight from Delhi, we are about to land at Jaipur, famous for being the Pink City. Jaipur is a historical place and also the 10th most populous city of India. Jaipur, and indeed Rajasthan, is home to many enchanting palaces and forts like this one, the famous Amer Fort of Jaipur, built in the 16th century, which is situated on a picturesque hill. Jaipur has several historical monuments, and the one in the background is the famous Jal Mahal, or the Water Palace, built towards the end of 18th century. We are now well and truly in the old city of Jaipur. Look around at the buildings and their color, and it is not difficult to understand why Jaipur is called the Pink City. Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan, the largest state of India in terms of area, which is situated in the northwest of India. We are finally at our destination in Jaipur, the incomparable Rambagh Palace, the jewel of Jaipur, a living witness to the unfolding history in the land of Maharajas. Rambagh Palace is an architectural masterpiece and one of the finest examples of amalgamation of Mughal and Rajasthani styles of architecture. Rambagh Palace existed in many avatars before it transformed into one of the best heritage hotels that anyone can think of. Built in early 19th century, Rambagh Palace evolved from being a home of the Queen's favorite handmaiden to royal guest house and hunting lodge, and later as the royal palace of the Maharaja of Jaipur. Rambagh Palace is named after Maharaja Savai Ram Singh II. It became the royal palace for his grandson Savai Man Singh II, the Maharaja of Jaipur, from 1922 till the independence of India in 1947. The Rambagh Palace is an example of beauty and symmetry, with airy verandas and idyllic front lawns and ornamental gardens full of peacocks and other birds. As a living legend of Rajputana history, a walk through Rambagh Palace transports you back to the period of Maharajas, where you can experience the royal lifestyle and splendor. What a spectacular corridor lined with hand-painted frescoes. Let us take a glimpse of one of the rooms, but before you think that this is the best that this palace has to offer, I must caution you that it is actually one of the ordinary rooms of Rambagh Palace. Rambagh Palace has several tastefully decorated and ultra-luxury suites, which were used by the Maharaja of Jaipur and members of his royal family. A personal butler is on the call throughout the stay of the visitor to take care of his needs and interests in Jaipur. The most famous occupant of Rambagh Palace was definitely Maharani Gayatri Devi, the Rajmata of Jaipur and third wife of Maharaja Savai Man Singh II. She was well known for her legendary beauty and was named among the 10 most beautiful women in the world by the Vogue magazine way back in 1940. Rambagh Palace became synonymous with Rajmata Gayatri Devi and her gracious hospitality as she entertained viceroys, lords, ladies, polo players, officers and artists. And here is a glimpse of Maharani Gayatri Devi and Maharaja Savai Man Singh II. Rambagh Palace remained the home of Jaipur's royalty till 1957, when it was first converted into a luxury hotel managed by the royal family. In 1972, Taj Hotels, Resorts and Palaces was given the responsibility to carry forward the legacy of royal hospitality and tradition. Let us now go out to see the expansive and ornamental gardens of Rambagh Palace. Walking through these corridors make you feel part of Rambagh's rich history and royal legacy. The beauty and elegance of Rambagh Palace is truly enhanced by its harmonious existence with Mother Nature. What a blissful sight! Over the years, Rambagh Palace has played gracious host to several illustrious guests such as Lord Louis Mountbatten, Prince Charles, Jacqueline Kennedy, and many other leaders and luminaries from around the world. In Rambagh Palace, you literally have the joy and blessing of walking together with peacocks. The body language of these birds tell you loud and clear that they know very well that nobody will harm them in this beautiful palace.
गानेदारों के जयपुर में भी प्लेसेस थे। अच्छा, तो वो जैसे नीमराना का नीमराना हाउस, सीकर वालों का सीकर हाउस, तो वो जो जयपुर विजिट करते थे तो फिर वो अपने ठिकाने पे ही रहते थे। ये भी उसी तरह से इसी तरीके से रामबाग पैलेस जब सन की ना शैडो से ये टाइम का पता चल जाता है। जहाँ शैडो होती है ये कैलकुलेशन है, तो उससे टाइम का पता चल जाता है। सर शायद नाइट में भी एक राउंड लेंगे सिटी का। अच्छा, हाँ चलेगा। बात हुई थी।
As evening approaches, you can see the birds flocking to the garden. They fill your ears with a fusion music from the diverse sounds that is simply captivating.
Thus they are not under threat here.
It has a sprawling garden which featured in Peter Coates' book titled The House and Garden Book of Beautiful Gardens Round the World.
ट्रैक बना रखा है।
अच्छा,
A true example of peaceful coexistence. At the moment, Rambagh Palace is gearing up to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi and heads of state and government from 14 Pacific Island nations for the second Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation Summit to be held tomorrow, the 21st of August 2015. The dusk at Rambagh Palace becomes even more enchanting with the captivating sound of birds. Rich in history, it is one of the most elegant monuments of Rajasthan and is known for the finest traditions of Rajputana hospitality. What a delightful sight! This palace is indeed a beautiful blend of history, nature and traditions. Situated at a distance of 260 kilometers from Delhi, Jaipur, along with Delhi and Agra, is an integral part of what is known as the Golden Triangle from the perspective of tourism in India. Rambagh Palace is undoubtedly an architectural masterpiece and one of the finest palace-cum-heritage hotels with a sense of history and an elegance which transcends time.